Good morning, welcome to the Daily News podcast. Today is March 26, 2026.
President Trump is heading back to Beijing. The White House confirmed he'll travel to China on May 14th and 15th for a rescheduled state visit that was postponed during the Iran war. This trip is expected to focus heavily on trade tensions, security flashpoints in the Indo-Pacific, and the broader strategic rivalry between the world's two largest economies. The timing is significant. With global markets rattled by conflict in the Middle East and energy volatility, Washington and Beijing reopening high-level talks signals at least a willingness to stabilize relations. That said, expectations are measured. Tariffs, tech export controls, and Taiwan remain major sticking points. But diplomatically, just getting both sides back to the table is being framed as progress.
Even symbolism matters right now. Markets hate uncertainty, and a face-to-face meeting between Washington and Beijing could cool things down, or raise the stakes if it goes badly. And speaking of markets, big tech just took a serious hit in court. A Los Angeles jury has found Meta and Google liable for designing platforms that harmed children and teenagers, awarding $6 million in damages. The dollar amount isn't massive, but the legal precedent is. This is one of the first major verdicts where a jury agreed that social media platforms were intentionally engineered in ways that damaged young users' mental health. Legal analysts are already comparing it to early tobacco litigation, small verdicts that eventually opened the floodgates. Investors are now staring at the possibility of copycat lawsuits and tougher federal regulation. Shares in both companies saw pressure as traders recalibrated risk. For Silicon Valley, this isn't just about one case. It's about whether courts are ready to treat addictive design as corporate liability.
That's the part that changes everything. If the courts frame this like big tobacco, we're talking years of legal exposure and potentially massive settlements. On the energy front, oil prices are climbing again after Iran signaled it will not hold direct talks with the United States, dimming hopes of de-escalation. Traders had been betting on some diplomatic thaw that might ease supply concerns. Instead, crude moved higher on fears the conflict could drag on and disrupt shipments. Adding to the strain, Chevron is warning California could face a historic fuel crunch, with diesel prices already hitting $7 a gallon. Refining capacity is tightened, and any prolonged instability overseas feeds directly into U.S. pump prices. The ripple effects are broad: transportation costs, shipping, groceries, all potentially facing renewed inflationary pressure.
$7 diesel is the kind of number that shows up everywhere else in the economy within weeks. That's not just a California problem. In Washington, pressure is mounting to end the federal government shutdown. Missed paychecks are piling up, airport delays are worsening, and lawmakers are facing growing backlash from both federal workers and travelers. With parts of the government stalled, everything from regulatory approvals to public services is slowing down. Economists warn that the longer this drags on, the more it dents quarterly growth. Politically, neither party wants to own the chaos, but negotiations remain deadlocked over spending priorities. For now, the clock is ticking, and so is public patience.
Shutdown fatigue is real. Once flights start getting delayed and people miss paychecks, the political pressure ramps up fast. On the tech and defense side, the Pentagon is going all in on artificial intelligence. The Department of Defense has formally designated Palantir's Maven AI platform as a core military system, expanding its investment to a staggering $13 billion under a multi-year plan. Maven uses AI to analyze surveillance and battlefield data, helping commanders make faster decisions. This move locks AI into the backbone of U.S. military strategy. It's not experimental anymore, it's institutional. The scale of funding signals that AI-driven intelligence and targeting systems will be central to defense planning for years to come.
That's a huge endorsement of AI in warfare, and it raises big ethical and strategic questions about how automated decision-making gets used in real conflicts. And to end on a science note, researchers have successfully transported antimatter for the first time. It sounds like science fiction, but this is a major milestone in particle physics. Being able to move antimatter safely allows scientists to run more precise experiments on how it behaves, and potentially understand why our universe is made mostly of matter rather than annihilating itself into pure energy. It's early-stage research, but breakthroughs like this expand what's possible in high-energy physics labs around the world.
From antimatter to AI battle systems, it's that kind of news cycle.
That's your daily briefing.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Have a great day.